doing under there? You sleeping? Hey, buddy. What you doing under here? Oh, yeah? Is it pretty cozy in the shade? Do you like the garden? Okay, have a good day sleeping under here, okay? Okay, we'll check on you later. What are we going to get today?
Cherries and huckleberries.
Ooh, do we know what kind of cherries they are?
I don't. I want to say Bing because they're pretty dark red.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's other varieties too, so we'll say
Nice.
Bing cherries. They're not Rainier, and they're not sour.
Should we do a tongue check before we start so we know who's been eating? Okay.
Today we're prepared. We have our knee board. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I think that's gonna make all the difference. We're getting huckleberry picking down to a science.
Yeah, but you know what? I had huckleberry stains on my butt.
I had it on the soles of my feet. We also brought a step stool.
Do you know how you know we're getting old?
I was
Look at
just
this.
thinking.
I feel like we're like those old people going to the football game. We got the butt pad and the
Totally.
chair and the cooler.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I brought this just in case we wanted to like go completely nutso. This is our complete lack of modesty, but you know what this is for? This is actually for intimidating other berry pickers.
No, what you do is you walk out of the forest with that and then they're like, oh, they already picked them all.
But don't show them what's in it. Just pretend like it's heavy.
So I see our trek into the forest has stopped. You must have found your first patch.
There's actually so many I couldn't stand to walk.
I know, I think I'm gonna chill here because there's a bunch in the shade. Look at those beauties right there. You can see that there's some green ones on there that aren't ripe at all, but clearly these ones are ready to be picked. The funny thing about getting huckleberries is you really don't see any, and then when you see one, you realize they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
I see a pretty nice patch right here. It's in
Oh,
the
yeah.
sun,
It's in-
but I'm willing to.
If
I'm
there's
willing to
enough
pick
juicy berries, it's worth it.
it. I'm willing to pick it.
How else are these babies supposed to get a 10?
Right?
Heads down, hands out, no talking until we each have like a quart
Minimum.
minimum.
No peeps.
Go. I found the mother lode.
Holy cow!
Am I right? Is that like
Oh.
the biggest bush?
My goodness!
Look at-
Oh my gosh!
Right?
Hold on, we better be quiet. People will hear us.
Like, don't they look like olives? Do I win the award?
Goodness gracious! That thing is like.
This thing's so heavy. Look at it.
Look at it. It's falling over.
How many are on there? Can you tell me this is the biggest one of our summer so far?
That's easily the mother lode bush.
and I'm
Man.
just like Hobbit in a hat, like.
All I see from here is berries. Berries here, berries there. Well, do you think we can pick them all? Or should we go home early?
I think we should go home, otherwise we'll kill ourselves.
We
That's
did good.
everyone's conversation when they're leaving the huckleberry patch. Is like, but there's more on the way to the car.
But I just found a big bush. But they're really big.
Yeah, we did great today. Look at that. That's more than we
Yeah.
got yesterday.
Yep.
Which means we probably each got a gallon, maybe
I would say right there.
maybe a hair under, but that's pretty good. So I believe however many cups of fruit you have, say you have 5 cups of fruit multiplied by 2, that's about how many half pints you'll get.
Of jam.
So 16 cups in a gallon, that's 32 half pints of huckleberry jam. Oh my god, that's insane. Pepper jam.
Think we can eat all that?
We did last year. Well,
I
we gave a
don't
lot
think
of, we probably gave half of it away.
Oh, not the pepper jam. People don't know, we're stingy when it comes to the pepper jam.
We give away the things we don't really like that much. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow, so good.
So Jesse said he thinks I outpicked him again today.
She is a berry picker. I'm telling you. She's probably got me by a pint. Dang it, how? I'm gonna have to watch her technique. She's got a technique for,
Oh, I
and they're
do.
big berries. That's big. I bet there's probably the same number of berries in
But
here.
mine are bigger. That's probably
You
true. That's probably
Are
true.
more fussy about which berries you pick.
So I can guarantee that most people that have been picking huckleberries today, they're not aware of what else in the forest is edible. Maybe some people, but I think what we didn't realize is how much food the forest has. I know we've done a video on this before. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But we're just amazed that you can come out for an afternoon stroll and you could come back with food, like lots of food. Maybe not your meat and potatoes, but certainly all your fruit items that you could possibly fathom. Just an example, this is wild raspberry. We haven't really found this in bulk yet, or enough to even make probably a pint of jam, but I guarantee you it's out there. We know people have their wild raspberry patches and they don't give them up for anything.
This is a pretty good patch.
These are far from ripe. Well, I don't know about far, but they have a ways to go, whether that's a month or a couple of weeks.
It's a strawberry.
Is that a strawberry? No way.
Yeah, this whole, look at this.
Oh my god.
There's one
Hold
right
on.
here.
We didn't know there were strawberries
This
here.
whole thing is strawberries, look.
Oh my gosh,
Strawberry,
hold on.
strawberry.
Hold on, let me zoom in on that. Look at that little strawberry.
Look at that.
Strawberry.
This is all,
Oh my god.
There's another one there, here. See that one there? They're not very big.
If you've never had wild strawberries, they're the best damn strawberries you'll ever have. They're tiny. And again, I think you'd have to work really hard to get half pint of these things, but just more food, just right here. Huckleberries, raspberries, strawberries, thimbleberries. Hold on. These are thimbleberries. They're not ripe yet, but that little thing right there, that white cluster, is gonna turn bright red. Some people call them red caps because when you pick them off, they look like a little hat. They're really cute. You can put them on your fingertips, and a lot of people don't know that they're edible. To be honest, they sort of look poisonous. I wouldn't go eating anything in the forest that you're not familiar with. That's not a good idea because there's guaranteed there's more non-edible things than edible things, but check out your local Forest Service office. Ours has a little pamphlet or book of wild edibles in the area. You can also find lots of books online, but you'd be amazed at what you can eat. Just go out to the woods and bring food home. Whoa.
I feel like you have to let your eyes adjust. Like, I feel like we walk through the forest and still don't see it. It's only when you're like really start looking for it and it's like it's right there and you're kind of surrounded by it, which makes me feel like a lot of the hikes in my entire life have been wasted.
Yeah.
Probably walking right by perfectly good edibles.
And there's certain there's areas that have probably more food than others. Ours is just a very lush region. But I guarantee you, even in the desert, there's stuff you can eat. You just have to know what to look for.
Of course, there's also that reality that we are also food, and a lot of things in the forest want to eat us.
And we're sitting like 4 feet from a snake right now.
I was going to say, and Alyssa knows
I don't
right
like
over
snakes.
there
I
is
really
a
don't
snake.
like snakes.
Yeah.
But I've learned to accept them.
He is way more scared of you than you are of him.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, well, he's moving.
He's moving.
He's not coming this way though. I think we wanted to share today, it's a challenge for us to find the time to do these things, even though that's why we came on this journey, why we've risked so much, and why we put in so much work, is to live the life. And we are totally guilty of prioritizing certain things over life. We, if anybody, are workaholics. We don't really have any downtime. We have been trying to make more time to socialize with friends and to spend time with people who mean a lot to us. I think it's very easy on a journey like this to focus a lot on the work, and I think it's also human nature to look at what you don't have, something that Alyssa and I are guilty of, even though most likely you folks looking in
I
feel
think
like
that's
we have
human.
a lot.
I think we're just so goal driven that very few people in life feel they have it all. Everyone, no matter how accomplished they look on the outside or what they have, they always want more. And that's, I think, what propels us forward maybe as a society.
Yeah, we have a home, it's comfortable, and the thing about fruit season and canning is that it comes once a year. And in the middle of March or February, you're not mad that you took time to pick huckleberries and enjoy that on some beef or some meat.
It does bring a lot of joy in our life, and I feel like it's something that we can give to people that's meaningful. Like, we love when people give us homemade items, so jam is one of those things. You don't have to run in and make brownies, just like, oh wait, let me grab some jam, toss it in the car, there you go.
Yeah, and it's something simple that we're able to do with even the small amount of things that we do have, the amount of resources that we have. And of course, life's getting more comfortable for us. We've got the garden now, so we can make some of our own food. But it's been a pleasure to be able to share the things that we're able to harvest for ourselves. And I think we want to share for those people who are thinking about going on a journey like this. Don't feel like you have to have everything. If you just kind of learn the area where you are, you'll realize that long before you came, somebody was planting, if not Mother Nature, then somebody else, that there's an abundance of food. Go look for it. Ask. Don't be afraid to knock on doors. The cherry tree that we're going to go pick later, we've been keeping an eye on it for 3 years, and we're finally getting time today to go pick some of the cherries, and we're hoping to get a bunch.
Yep.
That said, there's got to be a half a dozen cherry trees in our area that need to be picked, and guess what? Nobody's going to pick them.
Everyone knows a fruit that's just falling on the ground, like their neighbor's tree. For 10 years, all the apples have fallen on the ground and no one's getting them. And you know, they might not offer it up because you might get some weirdos come into your house.
Sure.
But ask. There's no harm in asking.
Yep, and don't be afraid if you're doing a journey similar to ours where you're starting with very little and you have a long way to go. Don't be afraid to live life. We're still learning how to do that, so it's a bit
I like to say
hard.
It's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Yep. We will get our house built, we will live in it, we will raise a family in it. We're not worried about that, but it's something that's going to span a fairly large part of our life. And in between all that, we don't want to forget to live life. We moved to a beautiful area, and we have been horrifyingly guilty of not enjoying the area. We toured this area more before we bought our land than we have since we've been here.
But on the other hand, if this is all we do all day, which is why we came here, like, we're not going to be stable, we're not going to have a home, and we do need that stability.
Yep. And I think if we could sum it up, you are not your circumstances, so we are building a home, but this is not what we do. We are Jesse and Alyssa. We're trying to live this life. This home will probably come and go. I mean, we think we're going to live in it for a long time, but you know what? Circumstances change. So don't ever become so owned by your circumstances that you forget to live life. We're trying. We're still figuring that out. We talked about it over the winter. We're kind of putting it in practice. We're trying to live what we preach. And it's hard because right now as we speak, there's a home at home and no one's building it. No nails are getting pounded, no boards are getting cut. But we know that when the time is right, we'll start building.
And if we push through with no breaks and exclude all things that we love, what does that look like? I don't know.
We'll get
but
burnt
I think
out.
most people would agree, like, don't try to find out. Live your life a little bit.
We'll get burnt out. And the irony is when you're burnt out, guess what? Nothing happens. So now, as a consequence of working too hard and not having a balanced life, you now have nothing. We're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes currently.
And there's cherries to be picked.
And there's cherries to pick. So let's bounce. Killing it.
Right? Man, why pick huckleberries?
Right? Huckleberries, you're moving down. You're moving down, kids.
We've been here for like 3 minutes and we have a couple gallons
Probably
already.
pushing 2 gallons already.
Really? I'm pushing 1, but you have the ladder.
Yeah, I have the ladder. I'm up in the fruit. In the fruit.
Holy cow.
10
What's crazy is we checked on this tree a few days ago and they looked like
Probably
they were
pretty close.
pretty close to ripe, and now they're almost past the ripe.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gotta get after it. It's weird because the ones on the outer branches seem to be super ripe, and then inside closer to the trunk, they don't seem to be quite ripe. So we're doing good.
Should we try one and make sure it's edible?
That's not a bad idea.
I'm pretty good.
Holy macaroni!
We did it, guys.
What do you got there? We
It's-
figure 8 gallons?
I don't know if these are 5 or 10 gallons. 8 to 10 gallons of cherries. That's insane.
How long did it take us?
20 minutes?
No, probably
Half hour?
like 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
That's still crazy. Last year we had more cherries than we knew what to do with, or 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
we had 5 gallons.
Right?
But this is insane, and I think the craziest thing is you can't even tell that we touched that tree.
We might
We
have got
grabbed
like
some
a
of the lower
quarter
stuff
of
or
the
some
lower
of the stuff we
branches.
could get with ladders, but
There were bunches as big as my hand
yeah.
up higher. Maybe if we get time in the next day or two, we can come back and nail it again.
Yeah, we'll
There's
see.
so much
We-
food available, though. It's
Yeah.
hard to. We don't want it to go to waste, but at the same time, we have to
We
say
can't
no.
save it all.
I know. All right, good job today.
Yeah. What's ironic is that I'm starving, even though we've been hunting for food all day. You think food would be the last thing on our mind?
Nope. Proof you didn't eat
If
too many
only we could
huckleberries.
find a bacon tree.
Right. Are those out there?
I don't know.